Hey, Don here. Okay, back with another live stream. Working on Mom's PC today. I got the fan in. Let me look over here and make sure everything looks good on my, or sounds good on my. Yeah, I was gonna check my live stream there. I got the little package of 3 fans over the weekend. And I haven't opened them yet because it came in a little old plastic bag, and I just laid it up there to get a little shot of it. It came in a little old plastic bag, and you know, they could be broken in there. I actually didn't feel around. I've kind of felt them a little bit, you know, through the bag, but I've been busy. I was working on, over the weekend I didn't work on the computer at all. This is Monday. Friday was the last day I worked on the computer. Saturday and Sunday I spent all day, both days, working on digitizing a cassette for Jeff, the guy that gave me most of these PCs, wanted one done, and so he brought it over Saturday, and I worked on it, and it was a recording that he did. He used to do sound too, and but it had gotten some bad noise in it, so I worked on it. And it was all, I guess it was a compilation. It was he used to do sound for a church, and so it was like a bunch of different songs at different levels and stuff. So it must have been over a compilation over time or something. It couldn't have all been that same, you know, day or whatever. The way as wildly as the volume and everything changed. So I worked on it. I ended up doing 4 different remixes before, and the second one was the one I ended up deciding was the best. With digital editing, you can, especially when there's lots of noise in it and everything, you can go so far, and then you just make it worse, and you don't know. I was using Audacity, the open source, and it's a good program, but it's what they call destructive editing. So which means really just save your, like after you do recording, save it, and then when you start working on it, save it as another file and another file. It's not just a file, it's a file plus all the audio files that goes with it in a folder, and they're pretty big, but it's worth it because you'll lose everything if you get too far, like I did, and say, oh, that's no good, I got to start over. Well, I started over twice, because once you get to a certain point, there's only so many undos in that program. There's some others, DAW's, digital audio workstations, that are open source. That I've been trying one, but it doesn't. Actually, I was just remembering today, it doesn't have a lot of plugins when you get it, but you can put plugins in it. So Audacity comes with enough to pretty much do what you need to do. I did find one. I'm going off on a sidetrack here, but I found one that I did add to it this weekend in Audacity that I got to thinking, well, heck, okay, I think you can add plugins to it. And actually, there was a whole bunch that weren't activated already in there. But what I wanted was a dynamic, something to help the dynamic range, because that was the problem, you know, the highest volumes and the lowest volumes. So I found a dynamic range compressor, and I added it to it, and that did the trick. That made it so much easier to straighten it out. I still had to do sections individually, but I was manually doing it, you know, on the first time. And the first time I was really trying to get rid of all the noise, and I got rid of it, but it thinned out it made the mix sound really thin and bad. It just ruined it, really. Just didn't, you couldn't hardly hear the music anymore. You could hear the voices really well. But anyway, I could go on about that forever. Let's see. What do I want to do to get started? Okay, I want to go over there, and I want to open up my... I just do it this way. Yeah, I'll set it like that. I'm going to go over here. Let me switch to the wireless.
Wireless. So I'm going to move over there. Okay, now we should be on the wireless. Okay. Now we move over there. Now let me make sure my stream's good. I haven't made any mistakes or anything with my audio switching and everything. And I use my laptop to be able to monitor the stream. And so, I'm waiting for something to be said, but I'm the one talking. Of course, it's a little delayed, so Anyway, I can leave the laptop running the whole time, and the only thing it has to do is just, I can just pause the video. I can't let it play. Well, it'd drive me crazy if I could hear the audio all the time. Anyway, I guess I'll just have to stand up because that machine's up high. But anyway, this one came straight from, I got it on Amazon, but it came all the way from, you know, straight from China instead of some supplier here. And I was trying to see what it says. Graphics cooling fan. I can't see the preview, but I imagine it can be read. I can't, looking over my right shoulder the way I'm set up in here. But so they're all down in there. Let's see, I'll go ahead and open it at the top. I got to thinking I better be really careful. Matter of fact, I'm not going to just cut the end of the bag off because I might cut the cables. Those wires are liable to be just in there, you know. The pictures they showed lead me to believe that you may find they may not even be wound up or anything. I mean, it may, oh, they're in a bag, another bag, good. Yeah, they are out. See, if it had just been stuck in there, but they don't look like any of them are broke, and that's the reason I wanted to make sure and open it up on the video. Good, because if that thing had got stomped or thrown hard or anything, they would have been broke. So for $2.87, and I don't know if there was tax or not. I don't remember now. I don't think so. That'll give me 3 of these fans, and there's not a lot of difference in the quality with stuff anymore. So, of course, I don't know that this is the first time I've needed one of these fans for a GPU, but actually I do. You know what? There may be one. At least, you know what? I may need both of them because there's some other older computers that in the garage. I think at least one of the other ones has a bad fan. One that makes noise. You know, it's running, but it makes noise, like this one that's in here. So I guess I'll put them back in the bag till I'm actually ready to use one. Hopefully they all work and everything. Doesn't matter which one. Let's see. Put my scissors up. For right now, I'm gonna put away the, I'm grabbing the mouse. I mean, we'll put it away off to the side, the endoscope. And then when I get ready to use it again, I'll get it back out. But when I get to the fan itself, I got to thinking, well, you know, the last time I worked on this fan, I actually set up right in front of my monitor with my table so that I could really see the preview, because I can't see the screws on there hardly. Everything's so little on that thing. But I don't think I'll try that. I think I'll just, I don't know. Well, I mean, I can just, I don't have to use the endoscope. It helps, but it's also, even when you got it straight on like that, it's still kind of awkward. I'm just not used to working that way. So, get the old door off. It's got a cable to the fan. Oh yeah, I want to flip this fan, I think it's blowing out, which I remember that's what I had done. And actually I had finally decided that, well, this one blows in that way. So I thought, well, you know what, it might really actually be good. And this blows this way and out. So I'm not really completely under here, am I? So this one on this power supply, of course they always blow out, but so this one's pulling air that way, this one's pulling air that way, this one is pushing it down that way, and then there's a big vent here. There's not much ventilation in the front. There is a spot in the front where, oh, it's a good 1/2 inch, but that's in about 3 inches, 4 inches wide and 1/2 inch. 4 inches long, 1/2 inch wide, that lets air through. But in the front, and that's pretty much, I mean, of course there's cracks and stuff, and it's not sealed or anything, but anyway, I I always thought it, you know, CPU fans blow really hard. Most of them do. This one actually doesn't. It's a big fan that has more volume and less. But the older ones always blew really hard, and the older one that was in here, it blew pretty hard. But so I figured, well, if it's blowing this away, don't fight it, you know, with air trying to push air in. Go ahead and let it go on out, and it's natural. But the old one, I thought it was the one making the noise, and I took it apart. Well, I tried to take it apart, and I was going to break it, so I didn't. I took it out and messed with it. But the old one, I think I finally discovered that it went this way, and I had just not realized it. But so let's get this. Get my long screwdriver. I don't want to drop that. There we go. Now, let's get this out of here. Now, I finally figured out, of course, this one doesn't have the clip, so I can go. But you still have to go like that, which is backwards of what, normally you just want to go straight up, but this case hangs it if you don't go like that. Normally you would want to just go straight up. But now this has got some screws down in between the blades. I'll go ahead and get this put back down on the ground until I'm ready to work on it again. Yeah. Okay. Now let's get that endoscope back over here. Oops. Now my cable's gone back off the back end of the world there. There. I tightened that up because I wanted it to stay in a certain place. Got it a little too tight, I think. It wants to stay like that, so that's fine. And I can probably use its little light to help me out a little bit. Now I'm going to go back to that double view. And then you can, I would move the top high picture down, but since I have the endoscope, I'll just leave it. I need one of these little screwdrivers. I forget which one turned out to be the good one. Just get all these little ones out. So, I think I'm going to move my... Everything in the way. Everything is fighting me. Okay, now move my laptop so that... Oh, fans are back there. Yeah, let's see if I can mess around and damage them. I heard a little crackling of plastic. I was like, what's that? Okay, now I can get a little closer in. It's about right, isn't it? Okay. I wonder if that light would help me to see better. Yeah, okay. Trying to get as good of a video shot as I can, and yeah, that must be a good screwdriver. I'm always curious as to which one's the best one. I think that might be, I was thinking of which one might make me bang into the deal less. So, yeah, there we go. But you can see there where those are. Actually, it's working out pretty good like this. I can see it good enough. Once I get my eyes on the target, then whoops. There you go. Especially with the light. It's all just a little silver blur to me, but that's okay, because I'm not. Now, let's see about this plug. Oh, okay, yeah, it's got a... Oh, I kind of remember that now. It's got a different kind than what I would expect normally. So we'll get a hold of that deal there. Put my wrist on the... Oh, it came up. Oh, no, it doesn't have a catch at all. Okay, I thought I was going to have to work magic there to get it off. Okay, so this thing, I already had it apart. Oh, but I didn't take it apart, or did I? No, I didn't take it all the way apart because I knew I'd break that plastic retainer. That's what holds them together. But I did lubricate it, you know. I've sprayed it with electrical cleaner and spun it, you know, while I was spraying it to try to work anything out of it. And then I sprayed it with WD-40 because I really don't have anything better than WD-40 for fans and stuff. I need to go do some research and find out what would be a good lubricator for electric, you know, or fans, you know, with bushings and stuff like that. But we'll get one of these out. And what are we going to do? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I hadn't thought of that in a long time. That was a popular thing when we were kids. I changed it because I didn't like the way it was originally. I thought it was mean. Can't remember what I changed it to, so I won't say any more of it. Actually, I think it started out being rather nice, and then it changed over the years to be mean. Anyway, if you don't know what that is, you're lucky. I just realized. Don't know how that came into my head, actually. Okay. Yeah, I think I'll plug it in. Well, let's plug it in. Yeah, let's plug it in now, then that'll help me. For one thing, I'll know whether or not it's going to plug in good. And yeah, I think I will use. Well, I hope that fits. It's the same type, but it sure doesn't look as big as the other one. Let's look at them here. They're not the same. Or are they? I think maybe they are the same distance apart. Oh yeah, on the preview they look like they probably are. I was really starting to worry. Now you can see that it's not going to fit that plug really well. It's a lot smaller. But as long as the pins get on there tight enough, it should be fine. So let's try it and find out. I could be... I couldn't find any way to tell, you know. I don't think that, yeah, this didn't say anything about a certain brand that it would fit or anything. Just said it was a fan for GPU coolers. Let's see. Where's that? There it is. Can't really, there. I don't know if that one is going on there or not. No. See if I can see. Okay, I'll try that again. This time I'll try it with my fingers. I might actually benefit from being able to feel what it is I'm doing there. There. That's really weird. It doesn't actually look like it's... Yeah, you can see a little space. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So it kind of fits over to one side. Oh no, there's a little space there too, I think. Quite a bit of space there. But it fit pretty tight. The pins fit pretty tight. So I think it'll be fine. I don't think there'll be any problem. It ain't going to come off of there or anything. Okay, good. Now you can put these in there. They just route those wires through some of those fins. So I got all the fins to choose from, so I'm not going to fight it. I'm going to make it go through the ones that seem to work good. There we go. I think, no wait, maybe it does matter. No, I don't think so. Which one do you choose? And it's already bent that way, and that's away from the plug, so that ought to kind of solve any. Let's see. The other one went this way. Maybe it does need to go like that. Let's see. I think you're just going to have to make it go. Let's see if it would go that way. It may actually make a real difference. Yeah, that seems like it's really tied up against that side. But like that, the way the original one was in there, seems like maybe it's the best. I think that will it let it line up? Can't really see to tell. Oh, I see. So if I go over one more set there. Yeah, that'll line up. Okay, so oops. I tell you what, I am very happy to have. Whoa, this is still hard though. Banging into everything. Magnetic screwdriver is what I was trying to say. Very happy to have magnetic screwdrivers. But these are small things, so. Which one can I actually see? I think I'm going to take a screwdriver and use it to line it up. Just don't want to lose any screws here. I saw it lining up a minute ago. What happened? I gotta be more. I can't just. Uh-oh, where'd it go? I think it's up under the fan somewhere or something. I have to take it out of there, although I have it right where I want it, kind of, so if I lose the screw, I'll be upset. I just don't see it. It must have popped up out of there altogether. Now I don't remember which one I had it in. Let's see. Okay, that looks like the hole, but I don't know where my screw went. Well, let's find it before we go any further. If it got up in that fan somewhere, I didn't see it or hear it jump. Of course, if it jumped clear out and landed on the carpet, I wouldn't. I see something shiny down there, but I don't think it's it. Dang it. This is what's so hard about working with tiny stuff. Okay, there is a magnet in that fan. Let me see if it went up in there, inside the crack. It could have stole it from me. I don't see it. I don't see it in any of the fins. Use the thing to look for it. A preview. Nope. See, I can't see in between those fins, even with that light shining in there. Don't see it there. Come on. I'll use that preview to look now, because it doesn't think it's, the crack is quite big enough for a screw to go in there and all the way up in there, you know, in the fan there. I think it must have failed somewhere, plumb off. It must have bounced because my screwdriver kind of came out of my hand and things all jumped. So that, yeah, there's your good close-up of the fan. Yeah, I don't think it would get all the way up in the workings of the fan. If it did, I'd have to take it apart. Yeah, there's no scraping or anything like it's something in there. It's not on the, well, if it was on there, it would have fell off by now. So let me put this back in that spot. See if that's lining up. I think that's lining up. Okay. Yeah. So leave that like that. And I guess I'll get, I'm gonna get it up. I've got 2 more screws to play with, and then I'll have to find that other one wherever it landed. I have a pretty powerful little magnet out in the garage. I guess if I have to, I'll go get it and use it to sweep the carpet. But my hands are not steady, and I can't see either, so things are always a problem. And my finger keeps bumping into the camera, so that messes things up for the view, doesn't it? Can't help it. That was what I was trying to stop doing when I messed up. I was trying to... There it is. I don't know how that happened. I don't know if that screw was on. Wait a minute, did that just come out? I think that other screw never was started. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah, that's missing a screw, that's missing a screw, and that's missing a screw. I thought I had just found the other screw. Let me try the shorter screwdriver now. Maybe I won't bump the camera every time I twist it. But a while ago it seemed like it was the one that did it the worst. Okay. Come on now. Let's turn it back like I had it, because I can see that one better. Yeah, you wouldn't think that this kind of stuff would be the hardest thing in the world, but it is when you get old. I don't have it lined up. I thought it went all the way down, and then I just backed it up a little bit, but it never did. Got to move it over some because I can't. My little camera is fighting me, it's in my way. I guess 2 screws would hold it if I couldn't get the others. Couldn't get the other one, but couldn't find the other one, but I'd rather not. I don't like leaving things, especially when if it has 4 screws, yeah, but with 2, if it's only got 3 to start with, then I don't like doing things that way. I thought I had it lined up. Yeah, the last time I think that's the way I got it lined up. Well, you know what? I have something just right for doing that. I'm trying to use that Phillips screwdriver, and it's not pointy enough. It won't go down in there in the hole. I'm going to end up losing another if I don't watch out. I've got this, let's go ahead and put it in the hole that I'm trying to line up first, and then go from there. Now we'll try that. And I won't touch the, you know, try to move it or anything. Can't believe it's that hard to line up. Seems like just this screw is the hard one. Let's try a different hole. Maybe it'll work better. I think I'm a lot further off of the spot than I thought I was. I think something's changed on me. Ah! I can't get close enough. It's hurting like crazy trying to get. See, my little table's all right, but my leg keeps resting on the sharp part of the toolbox. Get my magnifier. Ah, dang it. You know what? I just thought I was near the right place. I thought I could see better than that. See the holes? There. Okay. Oh, I don't think that I actually picked the right alignment. I don't know what I thought I was seeing, but I wasn't seeing those holes lined up. I'm going to try it the way I was thinking about before. Let's see. Go like this again. You can always put that, well, you got to put that wire in there as you go because you can't lay it down flat unless you do. There. I think. I'm starting to wonder if this thing is going to line up. The holes are going to line up. I didn't realize how far off they were. I guess I just kind of thought if I had the one in, the rest would follow, but I don't know if that's the case. Really, it shouldn't matter. I mean, if you get two lined up, the other one should be lined up, unless it's not the right exact pattern, which could be the case. Yeah, that just fights me. That looks more like the right type of area right there. You know what? This really may not be the right pattern. And there's one. Let's get the other fan and see. I just figured they would be. Let's lay this one down and then try laying this one on it. Okay, those two seem to line up. What about number 3? It's kind of hard to tell. Screwdrivers are grabbing those screws, but you know what? That's probably a good thing. Whoops. Oh, let's line up the... I always figured it was a concentric pattern, but it could matter where the... Okay, now I've got a pin in one of them. It looks like that lines up. Now what about the other one? You can't turn the blade to look through really well. Let me use my magnifying glass and look. Well, they're not right on, that's for sure. But I'm not exactly right on either, you know, so how I'm holding it together. I think that they are okay. I think I'm just not... They're not exact, but I think they're okay enough it should work. Figure out some way to do my leg that it's not killing me. It's in such cramp. Okay, so let's go back to trying to put it on there. Now, I remember it was a little hard getting it back together last time, but once I figured out... There. Okay, there we go. That should be the right pattern, I mean the right area to get started with. Okay, now that one should, the screw should go in that one there. If I can get one started, then I can probably line up another one. Maybe I'll try another one. But they were all in there, so I don't see why they wouldn't go. It's trying, but it's crossing. Oh, it's so short. It's not crossing. I thought it was tightening up too quick. It's just so short that it's already there. Okay, now this one, let's see if we can line in. Now this time I might be able to... Oh, that's off by a long shot there. Let's see about this one. They will move around quite a bit, so. There. Okay, now that one. There we go, yeah, now that one's lined up. This one's not, okay. Get it lined up and then, oops. I don't know if the wire's fighting me. I think the wire's fighting me a little bit there. There. Now, oh, I didn't have a screw ready to go. So I gotta let go of it. I think it stayed in place. We'll see. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so now I just have to find this other screw. I still don't know if it really did go up in the fan or something. I just can't believe that it's in there without making some kind of noise or something. And I looked and looked and looked. I mean, I didn't see it. It's lucky that it's clear, I guess. I would really not know, would I? But I don't see any. It would be on the outside, though, not the inside of that magnet. I feel a little jerk as I spin it, but I think it's just the magnets doing that. Get my little light here and see if I see anything shiny on the floor. I mean, it could have went anywhere. Could have went back behind the little table. I already kind of looked under the legs of the camera. I didn't see it. Of course, it's so small. There's not anything magnetic on this board that would catch it, is there? Something that would magnetize itself over time. Man, I can't believe that. I was doing so good, I thought. Zipless things can sometimes be the biggest deal. Well, that is enough to hold it. I guess I can look in my screws too, but I don't ever remember having any, I've never taken one of those off and left it off, so I don't see how I could have any extra screws. Nope, no screws came with it. Didn't think they did. Okay, the thing is, in order to test it, I need to put it back in the machine. I don't want to put it in the machine and take it out again. Let me get down here and look. I don't think. Oh, there's so many places it could have stopped on the way down. My tray's open to my toolbox. Up under this table is where my little computer toolbox is. So, it's got a tray, and then that comes out, and then there's the bottom part of it. So, you know how it is. Stuff can land anywhere. Oh, that hurts. A lot of times they go way back further behind me than I realized they would. Trash can, I got a trash can over in the area, but it should have been far enough it wouldn't have went in it. I think this is one of those things that you'll run across it one day in the place you least expect it. So I'm going to leave that a little bit loose and look for if it's possible that I might have. Just because I don't remember it don't mean I might not have a screw like I need. Now there's one that's pretty small, but its head's too big. I'm sure it would. Well, it's not. It's too big of a screw anyway. But And I just can't really remember taking anything apart that's that small. There's a short screw that's smaller than the one in my hand. Got a washer on it, but if it was, I think it's too big. But I could take the washer off. It's not a count. Those are countersunk screws. There's a black one. That's too long. Even if it was the right size. But the one that's not countersunk, I think it's way too big to go in there anyway. I have more, but thought I'd look in here first. Let's see. Let's just see if it would even go in there. I don't think so. Now, that's way bigger of a screw. Yeah, it's way bigger than that hole. Even as badly as I see, I can see that. Dropped it. There it goes. All right, now. I suppose 2 screws would hold it. I just don't like that kind of thing. I don't like leaving things like that if I can keep from it. Let's see. I think most of these are all good sized screws compared to what I need anyway. I got all kinds of odds and ends in this one. I don't know why I have that black tape in there. It's all rolled up. Maybe it was just such a whole bunch of tape. I thought, well, I'm going to save that. Maybe it was only using once. I usually don't save black tape and stuff like that. Okay, no, I don't have anything like that. Okay, there's the backs, the little dust covers and a sticker. Because that sticker is, well, that one's an actual plug. Some of those fans, these are for fans. Sometimes, most of the time, it's just the sticker's the only thing keeping the little plastic ring from falling out and getting lost if it comes off. But that one has an actual little rubber plug, and it's, of course, the fan that I guess I saved it because the fan was bad that it was in. There's a specialty screw. Okay. I'm really kind of aggravated about that. Now, maybe it's, landed back here somewhere and I can find it later, but in the middle of doing all this, I'm not going to move I could move the table. Oh, that wasn't started. I think they only got about 2 threads before they let loose. They look longer than that, but dadgummit, it just came right out of there. Well, neither one of them's in there. And the thing is, if you cross these little old things, you're in trouble, I didn't know that camera was at such an angle that I could be out from under it and still have it showing. Just now realized that. Maybe the other one didn't come loose on me after that. Let's see. Yeah, it did. I could see it up in the air. That one, I think I had it all the way tightened down. Could be a little more careful about how much I loosen it so that I can move it around, and get the other one lined up. Well, let's try. What's that pointy thing? Maybe I'll try these other two holes even. Let's see. I kind of, that one, the first one that I got it started in, you know what? I'm going to look one more time. Since it's already loose anyway, I'm going to look one more time and make sure I didn't miss it up in that. Because the fact that I didn't hear it or see it, I can hear good. And the fact that I didn't hear it bounce or anything, I'm going to use these magnets on these screwdrivers to kind of keep those from getting lost. It makes me wonder if it really is in the fan. Now you look through it with this thing this time instead of just that camera, because I could see it getting hung on those magnets. I've had that kind of thing happen before. Just jumping right up to the magnet and sitting there hiding. I just realized, I wonder if those, no, there's nothing marked where you plug that in. I mean, just because the tab was the way it looked right doesn't, you know, what's the polarities actually wrong though of my wiring? But no, you couldn't plug it in. I think it should be wired right, hopefully. I mean, I don't think they would, it would be a mistake, not a difference in design, I don't think. So. They look, I think that's kind of one thing that's fairly standard. Okay. Yeah, I think that the slot is small enough that it wouldn't actually get up inside the fan. That the magnet couldn't pull it up in there. So, I think I will. See, it's just, their screws are so short. That I don't like the idea of having just two of them. So I'm gonna go ahead and move my table before because if I put it all back together, plug it into the machine and everything, and then find out, let me see, where can I safely put these wire nuts? There's some screws in there. What are in there? Oh, those aren't screws, those are hard drive jumpers. I have my, ow, that hurts. I'm gonna put these screws somewhere safe is what I'm gonna do. I think, leave them like that. I have some of these screws separated to, well, dang it. Bang it into the camera. And where did that go? I almost lost that one. Okay. Put them up here on my little work bench. I mean, up there where they won't get, you know, ran into, lost, anything. Okay, now. Okay. Now I'm going to move this and do some looking before I... Well, I didn't know I was messed up to the point I can't function today. I had no clue. Thought I was doing okay. Can't do nothing right. Dang it. where you can see it. Roll the wheels of the. I think I see it. Oh, good. Cool. Thank you, Lord. Oh. All right. Now, so now I've got my 3 screws, so I'm a lot happier. I just kept having a feeling I should look, not, you know, a little deeper for that screw, not just give up. So that's good. All right, now let's straighten our table up a little bit better. What is it we're missing here? Oh, get it straight to the bed, and then I messed everything up, so. Now this needs to be, I don't want, I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I don't want it so bad that it looks ridiculous. Okay, now. We get a drink, coffee here. Hey, lunch just seemed like just a little while ago. We were almost feeling hungry. All right. Let me get things back where I can do it again. Oh, good. I'm so glad I found that screw. Ow. There we go. Got my little screws. Let's start over. What if I can get in another position to where I can see, but, well, my leg on my little tripod makes me not be able to get up there in what would pretty much be a normal position for me. Okay, now, do that all again. All right. Let's see. Those two, I think that might be it. I don't have it switched. Okay, now. Oh, okay. I think my wire needs to be up in that one. Yeah, no, that looks like it would line up. Okay. Let's try this one first this time. The one that's really hard to line up. It's got marks where, even before I, took it apart and put it back together, it's got marks where, I guess on the original assembly, somebody had a heck of a time getting, they were trying to turn, you can see where they were turning the screw on the metal and rubbed all the paint off of it. I can't see it now. Let's see if I can see it with the camera. Is that lined up? It looks like it probably is, but I thought that before. Better use a magnifying glass. Oh no, that was a spot where everybody thinks it's lined. It makes you think that's lined up because you see that silver. You think it's the threads, but it's really where somebody was grinding on it. And I grounded on it too when I was putting it back together the last time. These are the hardest screws. They're so short. It's the hardest ones to tell if you're in the right place or not. If you're I mean, it feels like they're thought I'd knocked a screw off the table again. It feels like they're okay, I'm gonna have to use my little pointer to move it over to the right place. It's actually probably still a little tight still. If it doesn't want to, but I kept thinking I better not loosen it up, because how many times have I had it come right back off? You don't get much of a turn. One minute I think I have that off. I don't. Okay, so let's line up. Sometimes you have to line up the one you're trying to put it in. We'll see, it won't stay. So if you can, right there, there, no, yes, no. You're also fighting that blade, so. Luckily that one, the magnet just stops it in just the right place, I think. I mean, so you can see. Now, I'm not talking about lining up. Yeah, I guess it might have been, I don't know, last time I got it together easier than this, and I was using I could see the screen, you know, to work the way it was set up, so maybe I should have done that. And I know it's ruining the video every time I bump that, but I can't help it. I'm beyond worrying about all that stuff right now. I'm just trying to get it to go together. Yeah, because last time I do remember I was able to see it on the camera. While I was doing it, and I can't hold the magnifying glass at the same time, and because it's really taking both hands to line it up. Prying around on those little screw holes and I'll mess up the threads. I'm going to tighten those down, not tight, but snug, and see if it lines up that last one. You know what, I think maybe it did. Okay. Sometimes that'll work, but usually no. Usually it holds it off just enough you can't get your screw started. Which is the case, evidently. So I'm going to have to loosen them up so where I'll have a little adjustment. But I'll be more careful about not loosening them up too much. feels like it ought to start, but it won't start. I don't know why. You can trim a little pointy thing again. Let's see. I see the hole. Okay, it's off a little bit. Let's see which direction it is now. I think that they got really, really loose tolerance on these fans. It's size and location of things. I'm talking about the plastic replacement fan. You can't get a hold of the tab. Oh, let's try with this one over here. Can't get a hold of it to move, push on it or anything. I know which direction it needed to go, but see the blade's in the way to, I can get a hold of that where the wire is, but it's still not doing me any good. I guess it needs drilling out. Well, these heads are not very big on these screws. I don't think you could get away with drilling them out or anything. Shouldn't have to. There. But that's what my problem is. I don't have. Where's that? There. It needs to go that way a little bit. I'll try loosening these a hair more, but I'm afraid I'm just going to get them out of there again. Because they really are in there this time. I'm talking, you just can't really move them at all. Uh-oh, that one's loose. That's how much you can't move them. Yeah, after all that, worrying about losing that screw, and then I find out I can't get all three of them in there. Anyway, I mean, I can make one of those holes big wider. Let's see where we are now. Now that looks like it's right on. Let's see if it'll go in there this time. Looks good, but it didn't want to go in there. I wonder if I've gotten screw boogered up, screw hole boogered up or something. I think it might have moved. Oh, it's still not right. It's not right on. It's close, but not quite. There. Maybe if I get it in the place and then hold it, push it down on it. I can see the entire hole that it's, should go in, so I don't see why I shouldn't be able to get that screw started. We can get away with loosening that one there a little bit more. That one's not in there. All this time I, again, thought it was in there, and it's not. Let's try swapping screws in their holes and see what happens just for the fun of it. I don't have a rat tail file that small. I mean, it could file on the... That seemed to go right in there. Yep. I think these tabs are thicker than the other one. I think they'll just have less thread. Bet you they are. I bet you no, it doesn't look like. That looks pretty thick. But it is countersink, I think. Yeah, it's countersink quite a bit. And there's no countersink that I could see on those. Just now realized that. Yeah, there's not. So that's why don't have much thread to play with. I mean, I could get a drill bit and countersink them. Now that looks lined up, but it's not. Also, not like these fans. You know, need torquing down. They're not heads, you know, on an engine. So, but I may have to go get some drill bits and water one of these out and countersink them. May actually have to. See, that one looks like it would go. I don't know, maybe you can't see it in there either. I don't think you can. I can't really see. It looks like I shouldn't have any trouble getting it in there. But that's not the case. Yeah, okay. It looks okay, but it's really not. All right. I'm gonna go get some drills. I mean, I don't even have to put them in a drill. I can twist them with my fingers. Then I'm gonna waller out one of them, probably that one. And I'm going to countersink those things. I've got a countersink. Yeah, I'll get my little kit with all my different drills. Because you know what? You know how I kept saying, well, I'm not getting any bite. Yeah, those aren't countersunk at all. And that's just not giving... It's the countersink is making those screws long enough. So, I can't believe how long this is taking to do this. You know what? I'll just go ahead and stop this video, go get the tools I need. My leg's killing me from being in a weird position anyway. I need to get up. And then I'll start again. Because there's no sense in me going outside. I thought, well, I could grab a camera and carry it with me, but as soon as I get that far out to the garage, I have to go to the garage and the stream will be messed up, so it wouldn't actually work. Let me turn that light out on that thing. Okay, so I'll come back in a few minutes after I get some more tools. Wow, can you believe that's, I mean, it was a pain last time, but I guess I should move that table. I can move the table to over here where I'm like this to the thing. All right, I'll be back in a little bit.